So this is the location where Nicole Brown, Simpson, and Ron Goldman were murdered. A lot of people think that it happened right in here, but it actually happened just to the right of this palm tree. It used to be here. There's a wall there now, and they made the walkway come out this way and go that way, and everybody thinks it happened here. But truth is, it was right here. So this is the palm tree right behind me. It happened right here, right in there. You can no longer see it. And everybody says this is the original tile, but it's most likely not, because the original tile was over here. They put this wall up, they put that door up right there, and they threw the whole area off because there were so many people looking like me right now, and they just wanted to get rid of people doing that. So this is where it actually happened, just to the left, just to the right of this big palm tree. I'll put some pictures in and you can see. And as you can see right here, just to the right of the palm tree, you can see the original walkway to the base of the stairs where the crime took place. So it happened over here by that palm tree, and then around back here is where OJ parked his vehicle and took off from. Right up this alley here. I'm trying to be inconspicuous because I know people don't like this. So he was parked right here, and that's the gate he came out of. It's a real tall gate, and you can see they made it real tall because there were probably people going there and reaching over the top and getting pictures. But as you can see here, there are two gates. There's the tall gate up front to keep people out, and then the original gate that OJ exited in the background. This is the area he parked in. He either went out that way or he went up this way. In his book that he wrote titled "If I Did It," he said he went up that way. So they say he came up this alleyway, and this street here is Montana. Now witnesses said that they saw him on the corner of Bundy and San Vicente, which is down over here. But in his book that he wrote titled "If I Did It," he said that if he did it, he would have come up the alleyway, turned left on Montana, and then made a right up here on Gretna Green. So I'm going to follow the route that he said he took, or said that he would have taken if he did it, which is some believe to be a confession of the truth. So let's go left on Montana and right on Gretna Green. So there's the alleyway. Left on Montana to Gretna Green is this way. Gretna Green. Turn right here. Come up this way. He said he would have taken this route, and up ahead he would have turned to left on San Vicente. So here's the intersection of Gretna Green and San Vicente. So I'm going to make a left up here if I can get across. And I made it. And then he said he went down San Vicente and made a right turn on Bristol. So that sign right there says Bristol. So he made a right here on Bristol. Still riding down Bristol. And up ahead is where he would have made his left turn. Right here. It's called Parkins Street. And right here at the end of Parkins, you have Rockingham. make a right. Now I want to be quiet, I don't want to bother anybody, but right here on the right, this was the driveway to his house. Since then, the house has been torn down. Right here on the curb is the spot where the white Bronco was parked. And of course, this driveway was not here at the time. It was just a wall. And the second driveway was up here in the corner of Rockingham and Ashford. Right over here. Right across the street from about here. This is where the second driveway was. Now, in 1998, the original house was torn down by a guy named Kenneth Abdallah, who was an investment banker and also the president of Jerry's Famous Deli at the time. He's the one who tore it down, not because he wanted to get rid of it, but because he said it was cheaper to tear the house down and rebuild a new one than to remodel the old one. But this is it here. This is the corner of Rockingham and Ashford when all that crazy stuff took place many years ago. And it's just a part of, an unfortunate part of Southern California history. I'll make one more ride by the front gates and then I'll get out of here. I don't want to bother anybody. There it is. That's where the famous white Bronco was parked with all the blood on it. And that's the front gate right there. I don't know if you can see it, but that says Benedict Canyon. This road right here, Benedict Canyon, that's the road that the Charles Manson murderers drove up on the car, and they made a left right up here on Cielo Drive. Let's go to it. So this is Benedict Canyon, and Cielo Drive is right here on the left. And here it is, the infamous Cielo Drive. So I just rode up Cielo Drive, this hill here. I know you can't see it in the camera, but it's very steep. And in bicycle terms, it's about 13% nonstop, which means very, very steep. And this is the intersection right here. You can see this driveway. That's the road that leads up to the house where Manson had his followers come out and murder the 5 people at the Tate residence. Most likely they parked their car right here. First they drove up the driveway, cut the phone lines, backed the car down, probably parked it here, and then walked back up and committed those horrible crimes. Okay, from here you can see the killers parked their car in that intersection and they drove up this long private road here all the way through here, and right there where that big mansion is, that's where Sharon Tate's house, Roman Polanski's house, used to be. It's been torn down since then, and a famous producer, Hollywood producer by the name of Jeff Franklin, bought it, tore it down, and built that mansion. So Jeff Franklin is best known for having a famous TV show named Full House. The only 2 houses that were there was the first house here and the third house right there. All these other ones didn't exist. So when the housekeeper showed up at 8:30 and found all the dead bodies. Her name was Winfried Chapman. She came running down over here. She knocked on the door of this house first. Nobody answered. She was screaming and crying and hysterical, and then ran to the second house where a 16-year-old boy was out front warming up the car, and they went in and called the police. So historically, this house wasn't here. It was the old house, and only this house and this house existed. Okay, so directly behind me is the gate to the place where the Tate people were killed. The killers that night came up, and there was a telephone pole right here. They climbed it, cut the phone lines, and then went up around this embankment here and over the fence. A lot of people think that's the telephone pole that they cut the lines on, but no, that telephone pole is over on this side. Telephone pole is right in here. And they climbed over there. Completely different gate now. So they backed it down to about here and parked either here or here. Most likely right here. So this is what it looks like now. And this is what it would have looked like back then. So after they committed those horrible crimes, they came running down the driveway here, down the private road, got into the vehicle, headed back down, and made a left turn on Benedict Canyon. And let's go to the next location they stopped at. So they came out here and made a left back on Benedict Canyon. Headed up this way. When the killers got to this point, they turned right on Portola Drive. When they got here, they tried using that water hose to wash the blood off of their hair and clothing, but the owner of the house came out and chased them off. They got into the vehicle to take off, but Tex Watson flooded it. The owner of the vehicle, or the owner of the house, reached into the vehicle to pull out the keys. But Watson pushed his hands away and rolled the window up. Then they got the car started, and down the hill they went. So this was the first place they stopped after they committed those horrible crimes. Afterwards, they came back down the hill and made a right turn on Benedict Canyon right here and continued on the way. Let's go to the next place they stopped. The killers came up Benedict Canyon around the corner here, and they stopped in here. That railing didn't used to be here. They stopped right across from 2901 Benedict Canyon. And like I said, the railing didn't used to be here. And they came over here, probably pulled their car up and then threw their bloody clothes over this embankment right here. There didn't used to be homes down there, but a news crew found them, called the police. And this is the area where all the bloody clothes were thrown over the embankment. They came up Mulholland, or Benedict Canyon, made a left right here on Mulholland, and right down the road they made a right on Beverly Glen. Right here. And this is where the killers went. And as they came down this road here, Tex Watson was driving. And it was right up here where he grabbed the gun with his left hand and flung it out over the top of the car. And it ended up right down here over this embankment in somebody's backyard. It came down this way. He flung the gun out. Tex Watson did over the top of the car. And it actually ended up down this embankment right here. Really steep embankment. In this backyard, somewhere along here. You can see it's very, very steep. See if I can get a better shot from the other side. But right here, you can see the top of the house, and this is their backyard. So it's somewhere right down in here that an 11-year-old boy by the name of Stephen Weiss found the gun in the backyard and was convinced that it was the one used in the murder spree. And he was right, it was the one used in the murder spree. Came down this way, flung it out right here.